new video, and it has been a little minute since you've seen one of these on my channel. That's right, a BBC microbit, and I cannot remember if you saw this exact one or a blue one before, but you're going to see both my microbits in this video. However, anyway, let's get right into this. So today's video, as you can see, microbit. You remember what we had with it last time, the lift simulator program, which I'm going to plug this in and demonstrate for you if you have not yet seen this. So when you plug the battery in, it goes like this. You can see it's in standby mode right now. When you press both buttons, it turns it on. And it goes. This part takes a while. ZZ9's BBC micro lift, because a lift simulator on a microbit is a micro lift. And then here we are at floor 0. And what you do, you press the button to go up. It's a hydraulic lift. It's probably a horizon lift, you know, maybe a Jackson. Oh, better not be a Jackson. Don't know what brand it is. Oh, it's already here. I'm trying to place this so I can just sort of stand it without it doing that. There you go. Right, it's just going to be a little bit dumb. Okay, then you press the A button to go down. Door is closing, and lift goes down. So you remember this, probably. If not, then I'll link the video in the information card in the top right of the screen. Basically, it's just a simple lift simulator, but it's actually pretty elegant for just a few sections of code that are needed for it. There are some problems with it though. There's a few bugs here and there. I think, for example, if you group like button presses, if I was to go B, off, on, it would actually run through that whole cycle of going up to 1, turning off, turning back on, and somehow having teleported back down to 0, which isn't optimal. It's not exactly a good simulation to have a lift teleporting and also just randomly turning off after it closes. So what I thought I'd do to start off this rework of this project is go into the code and fix as many of these bugs as possible. You can see now it's going to turn itself off, which is just, yeah, it says goodbye. But what I thought I'd do, as we see it'll turn back on now. There you go, it's an absolutely professional thing, isn't it? What I thought I'd do is I would fix these bugs, redo a couple of the animations, I suppose you can call it, and then we've got something exciting to do with this. So with that being said, we're going to actually take the power straight off this microbit, just to save the batteries. Going to get rid of this microbit, and we are going to bring out the blue one. The reason being is that I've actually already loaded the fully fixed and slightly altered program onto this one. So what I've done with this one, as it's going to be even dumber, is I have fixed the bugs in the first edition of the fixed program, which I'm not going to bother showing because that's basically still a hydraulic lift. And in this version I've turned it into what feels more like a traction lift while still taking roughly the same amount of time to go up. So when you turn this one on, it boots up ever so slightly differently, then says hi for a little bit instead of doing that big long scroll that we don't need, so it boots up a lot faster, a bit like LCE. There you go, it's on 0 now. When you press the button, it goes up. And you could say Lester controls, perhaps. And it arrives floor 1. Doors opening, going down. Please mind the doors. Doors closing, going down. And away it goes down. And I can't remember, actually it's been quite a while since I did all the modifications to fix the bugs. I can't actually remember what all the bugs in the old version were, but there isn't any of those bugs now. Oh wait, I know, it's the turning off bug. So if we go beep, 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 watch what happens. So we've pressed 1, off, down. Let's watch what happens to it. Doors opening. Please mind the doors. Doors closing. Going down. Doesn't bother turning off. It doesn't take that turn off request because it's got a floor request to serve. So it will keep going. And when it arrives, if I remember right, it should just park and sit around and do nothing much. At least I hope that's what I did. Just give it a few seconds to time out. Okay. So it has done what I expected it to. Now if we go up to 1, as we know when it boots up it always starts on 0. So it wouldn't be right for it to be able to be turned off on 1 and then teleport to 0. It wouldn't make sense. So I've actually set it up. You can say if you think this is realistic or not, but this is how I've wanted it to be done. That you can't actually turn it off on 1. At least I think that's how I did it. If I press both buttons, doesn't do anything. You have to take it down to 0 to turn it off. We'll just set it to turn off. Yeah, I can set it to turn off on floor 0. As long as I put in a first floor request quick enough, I can cancel the turn off request. So, in a sense, it's got some sort of, it's got a looping detection feature on it that will detect if there's been a floor press and therefore not to turn off. But anyway, on to the main part of expanding this, and that is, wouldn't it be cool instead of using these buttons if it was connected up to an actual lift panel and the lift panel controlled it going up and down and turning it on and off. I'm going to save the battery on this one now. Let's just get that one out. And it's a pretty simple job to actually connect it up, but I think it's worthwhile showing what we're going to be using first. It's this right here, the Shepherd Home Lift panel. So we're going to take a quick look at what we're actually going to do to connect this up. Alright, here we can see the buttons. I'm going to put it this way. And if we zoom in, you can see each button has 2 connectors. We're not going to use this button because it's, well, broken. We are going to use the up, which hopefully it doesn't pop out. The down, I know it's got stuff in it, but we can work around that. I've already tried and tested this a while back. And the light. You notice each has 2 pins on them. Now, there is no requirement for this to be wired up a certain way around. These buttons are neat in that respect. They don't have any lights or anything. You can connect them whichever way around you want. But what you need to do, if we look at this microbit, you can see we have pins 0, 1, 2. There's a 3 volt or 3V, wait, I think the V's volt, but there's 0, 1, 2, 3V and a ground. We need to make use of the 0, 1, 2 and ground pins for this. And what we're going to do is quite simply, one wire connects to either the 0, 1, 2 pin, and the other wire goes back to ground. So you've got 0, ground, 1, ground, and 2, ground. 0 is going to make the lift go down, 1, go up, 2 is going to be the on-off. And in terms of the actual panel, if I zoom out, we're going to have up, of course, making it go up, down, going down, and light for on and off. And if you wonder what emergency stop's going to do, it's going to exist and look nice. That's all the functionality I have for it. So with that being said, I've already I've already altered my program so that it detects the pins instead of the buttons. So with that being said, I think it is time to get this wired up and get the program into one of these microbits. So with that being said, I will get back to you when I have done all of that. Alright, as you can see here, I've just connected up the wires to the buttons here. You can see the yellows I've set to be all the ones that are going to ground, just to make it easier for me to keep track of what's what where. And you've got green, white and black. Those are just the first that I've got, really. So I'm now going to try standing this panel up and then connecting everything up to the microbit. So I just hope that none of these connections become loose. The only one I'm really worried about is the black one, but the reason I've had to stand that one upright unlike all the others is because there was a piece of metal sticking out on that particular connector, which made it a bit of a challenge to get it in the same sort of position as the others, a challenge that I have not managed to conquer, sadly. But anyway, I'm going to get these connected up to the microbit, and I'll get back to you once that is done. We'll apply power to the microbit and see the result. Third time's the charm for this. The wiring job is now finished. I'm going to include a dedicated outtake section to show you exactly why this is third time, but hopefully third time is the charm with this. I've got it wired up the correct way. As you can see, we have the 3 grounds all connected up together. I think they're all still nice and secure. We have white, green and black for 0, 1 and 2. So we are now going to proceed to press light, and when we press light, you can see it does its boot up process, as is the same in V1.2, the one that you saw on the blue one earlier. 0. We press the up button now. If the up button is functional, which indeed it is, the lift is now going up. First floor, doors opening, lift going down. Doors closing. Didn't press the button hard enough. Ground floor, doors opening, lift going up. What I like about these buttons, you get a click when you press them in hard enough. Doors closing. As you can see, the lift goes up. I suppose I should show you the turn off process, because I haven't showed you that yet. Press down, lift opens up, camera battery goes below half, which is surprising because I have not used it that much. I think the battery's not at its optimal performance, but we'll ignore that. Lift goes down. Here we are back at ground. We'll press light just now. If you watch carefully, it should do the turn off process after 5 seconds. In fact, no, it won't, because I've programmed it better than that. Watch carefully, I'm about to press light. Should work, there it is. And it goes back to its standby mode. Now, as you will see in the outtakes, you don't just have to use a simple button like this. You can use something like a Dewhurst button. All you have to do is, I don't have enough wires here, but you can see this wire, this white wire that goes across there. That's only if you want to have both micro switches in use. But if you want to have just the one micro switch in use, or whatever, you put your positive. You can wire these micro switches, or these contacts, either way around, I should say. But you put one wire in, and then if you want to use both, you then connect those 2 up, and then your ground goes onto the ground pin, the microbit, like those yellows are. This black, of course, being connected to your pin, whatever, your pin 1, for example. If you want to use just the bottom or just the top, all you need to do is this end of this wire, put that into the ground, and don't bother using one of the contacts. That's the good thing about these buttons. You can use either one, the other, or both contacts, depending on, well, what you prefer. Sadly, of course, we cannot make these light up because 3 volts, if it lights up, it would be very, very dim. And I haven't actually tried it. Might be something worth trying, I don't know. Might be something worth trying, but from what I've been told, it lights up very dim, so there's not really much point in doing it. So we're not going to employ Mr. C3D circuit board for use today. But anyway, that is pretty much going to wrap it up. As you can see, Shepherd Home Lift, BBC Micro Lift. It's now a BBC Micro Lift Shepherd edition. And yeah, it lights up the lift buttons. As you can see, go light. These buttons are a bit of a nightmare. Come on, what's the bet connection's gone loose? There it goes. Those buttons are just, the buttons on this, honestly, when I've got this rested up against this couch here, it's honestly not the easiest task to press them. As you can see, it goes up. You can place in multiple calls. I'm never sure if I'm pressing that right, so it might work, it might not. Apologies if there's any shaking. I'm actually holding this in my left hand for some reason, don't ask me why. What's the time at? That clock's not accurate at all. Going down. Yep, as you can see, let's see what happens if I press the light now. Press the light. I know I'm pressing it a lot, but I'm just making sure that it actually registers. And like I say, those buttons are stupid and Dewhurst would be better. It might turn it off after 5 seconds. But no, it won't, because I programmed it better than that. So it actually doesn't turn it off unless it's after the door is closed. I think it's about 2 seconds after the door is closed. Look at that. What a stupid button. What a stupid button! These buttons are stupid, but you could connect up the Dewhurst buttons, so I've got a Dewhurst up, a Dewhurst down, and a Dewhurst alarm. I could connect those up if I want, but I think it's quite fun having the actual panel there to control it. I quite like that. But now I'm rambling a bit, so watch what happens if we try and turn it off at 1. Nothing happens. It's got to be at 0 for it to turn off. That's what I say about these buttons, are stupid. There we go. But anyway, that's going to do it. As you can see, it's a traction lift controlled by a lift panel with a nice mess of wires. And thankfully, I didn't actually break the up button in the process. The problem I was having with this a lot was that up button just sort of falling out the panel. But anyway, that is going to do it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Usual stuff that YouTubers always say goes here, because professional content don't actually say the thing. That's a thing now apparently, because I said it right now. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the improved micro lift. As you can see here, it's currently sitting on floor 0. And to finish off, we are going to send it up, and as soon as the doors close on the first floor, we're going to end the video. So, personally, I think that this is a really nice update to this, to have it controlled by the lift panel. And yeah, it's turned out really well. I really like it. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as soon as that display says 1, that is going to be it. I've rambled on a lot in this video. That is it. Alright, as you can see, the wiring is now done. You can see the crocodile clips 0, 1 and 2. And if we look behind at the ground, you can see we have a yellow connected to a yellow connected to the yellow, which is connected to the ground itself. So it is now time to actually try this. So we are going to press this light button and see what happens. Oh, I'm struggling to press it. As you can see, I just pressed it and it's just come on. And now we are going to take the lift up to the first floor. And this button is dodgy. Would you believe it, the up button doesn't work. Let me check that one. Okay, so my guess is that that up button is non-functional, which would kind of make sense. It's not; those aren't very good buttons, so I am kind of not surprised in a sense that it hasn't worked. So what I've done is I've bodged the Dewhurst into this. So what we're now going to do is we're going to turn the lift on again. As you can see, the boot up process. I'm going to try send it up using the Dewhurst up button. I've not wired the button up to light up, this literally just uses the contacts. So we're going to try press this to go up, and pressing both micro switches should get it to go. Okay then, we appear to have an issue, and that issue is that maybe not the up button was non-functioning, but that I've wired this the wrong way around. So I've actually set pin, I've actually wired this up. Oh no. I know exactly what I've done, guys, and it's a stupid mistake, but if I press this down button now, I can't believe I've just done that. I actually cannot believe I've just done that. Watch it go down now as well.